Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. I'm going to talk to you about a game that we just finished playing. I played it today. That's what this whole video series is about. And the game that I played today is called Mage Knight. And it came out in 2011, so it's an old game, but it's got a huge reputation. And Mage Knight is it's ranked very highly on Board Game Geek. And there's people that absolutely are in love with this game, and there's people that absolutely hate this game. Let me tell you a story about it. I got this copy of Mage Knight last year, so it's been on my shelf of shame for a year. And we picked it up at Dice Tower Con last year because I was curious about it. I mean, when you hear so much about a game, you get, and you're a board game person, you want to play those games. And but it's the type of game that you can't play at a con really because it's going to take too long. Unless you know the game. And I had heard about the massive bunch of rules in the game and how much there was to learn if you wanted to play this game. So it kind of had a heavy kind of reputation. So I let it sit on my game shelf, like I say, for a year, and it just sat there and sat there. And guess what? Next week is Dice Tower Con, so I felt really bad. I got this game last year at Dice Tower Con, and it's been a year. Now we're going to Dice Tower Con again, and I hadn't played it. So we got it out, and Lori and we played this game the last couple of days. It takes a while to go through one of the scenarios, I will say that. So we just did the beginning scenario, and I didn't expect to like this game at all. And when I had heard so much about it, the things that I heard, it just sounded like I wasn't going to care for it or I wasn't going to like it. So I was kind of intimidated by that. And but you know what? After playing this first scenario, I'm in love with this game. I really, really like it. There's a lot to like, and there's a lot of things to hate if you don't like this type of game. But the thing that I like about the game, or one of the things that I like, one of many, is that the universe that it sucks you into, I totally got lost in it. I really, really loved it. I loved the movement, the way, the intricate movement that you have to move around on the board, the day-night. You have a resource board here of day and night for your rounds, and the difference that it makes and the way you move around the board. I really, really liked all that. I love the art on the cards. I love using the cards. It's like a slow deck builder. For those of you that haven't played this game, you're going to acquire cards and put them in your deck just like you would a deck builder, but you do it at a slower pace, and you move around here on a slow pace. So the game is kind of a visual chess type kind of thing. You're just moving slowly and doing things slowly. If you go through this game very quickly, you're going to die. You're going to lose the scenario. You're going to lose the game. So you kind of got to think about what you're doing and go over the rules in your head as you're doing combat, and that's probably the most difficult thing to understand is the combat. But other than that, I didn't think the game was that hard. We used the game walkthrough, and then much like Tash Kalar, this game has, if you watch my Tash Kalar video, it has two books. One is a game walkthrough and then a full set of rules. And I thought they worked well. I mean, I've heard some complaints about them, even from other board game reviewers. I thought the game walkthrough book was excellent in what it presented to you as far as text and how to play the game. And but there is something about this rule book I really do hate, and that's the small font. And I'll never for the life of me understand why anybody would print, any game publisher would print a book with this font size. I really don't. It's beyond comprehension. I don't understand why they would do it. Add 10 pages to this book and make it a font size that people can read, and that might help with the making the game more receptive. I mean, when you see all this tiny print, I can see people looking at this guidebook and saying, "I'm not playing that game. Look at the print. I mean, this must be all the rules. This must be super heavy. Look how tiny the print is. I'm not going to play this game." But this game walkthrough book was very, very easy to understand, and it was very, very clear on how you play this game. So the words that are in it, are excellent, but the font size is a joke, and I can't believe, again, the guy that had the decision to do this, I don't know what he was thinking. Really, I don't know what you would think when you release something like that, but there it is. I mean, I could go on all day, yeah. But this is here's how you read this book here. I don't know if you've seen one of these or not. I'm gonna put this thing on here. This is this is how you read this book with your magnifier here, and you got to kind of, who wants to get that out to play a board game? I mean, nobody. And other than that, I really like the physical components of the game. Like I say, the card art is excellent. The card stock is excellent. You lay these tiles out as the world gets bigger, and do battle with some orcs or whatever, some monsters that are in the ruins, and it's just, I had a great time playing the game. And then you have this track over here for reputation and fame that lets you level up your character. You have skill tokens that you can acquire. Command tokens. You can you have an offer here of units, and those are just characters that help you. That you recruit them, and there's a certain way you have to go about that. But man, I just really love the game, and I want to tell you guys all about it. Don't be afraid of Mage Knight. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say something that's kind of going to freak you out a little bit. I like Mage Knight better than I like Gloomhaven. And people out there going, "Oh my God, what are you talking about?" Yeah, it's true. Gloomhaven's the #1 ranked game on Board Game Geek right now. I kickstarted that game. I opened it up, and we played 6 scenarios in that game over a course of I don't know how many days, Lori and I. And by the time I had finished the 6th scenario, I was saying to myself, I don't want to sit down and play that game again. I just was bored with it. I didn't care for it. I don't know if it's I'm not a story-driven. Games that are story driven, I've never liked them. I just don't care for them. I think this is more if you don't like story driven games where you have to read, I just don't care. I don't want to read a book and when I'm playing a game. It's just not my style. But this is kind of a Euro style dungeon crawler, monster fighting, fantasy adventure, and it is excellent. And I can fit it all on the table. The box is little compared to Gloomhaven. I don't know if you've seen Gloomhaven's 22-pound box, but I didn't want to keep that in my house. And hey, this is, and I wouldn't even, there's an ultimate edition of this, and it comes with a lot of the expansions that came out at a later time, and I don't think you need it. I mean, just in this box alone, there's so much to play, so much game, so much world to get lost in this Mage Knight world. I just absolutely love it. Vlaada Chvatil is the board game designer. Those of you that board game know him from Code Names and Dungeon Pets and Tash Kalar that I did a video on. And he is so eclectic, and he did a great job on this game. And if he ever sees this video, Vlaada, thank you for Mage Knight. Thank you for this world you created. I like it. I love it, and I'm gonna play some more of it. So I just want to tell you guys about Mage Knight. Don't be afraid of it. If you've heard of it and you think you might be intimidated by it, it's not that hard, other than reading that small font in that book. But man, I just really love the game. I'm going to keep it for a long time. I don't see that you'll ever get bored, for sure. It's kind of on the long end. Again, if you sit down and do one of the scenarios, it's going to take you 3 or 4 hours. But if the game is really good, that doesn't matter. And I think in this case, for us, that's the way it is. Because I have the Colonist, which is a Euro-style epic game that takes 6 or 7 hours to play, but I love that game. So I'm never getting rid of it. And if you have a game that takes 3 or 4 hours and you're really hating it, that's the games you get rid of. But this goes, it's just, you get lost in this universe, and again, it's kind of intricate the way you have to move around. But the tiles, the art on the tiles is wonderful. The art on these tokens is wonderful. The monsters you have to battle, and it's just so much fun. I just really had a surprisingly good time playing this game. This is a tray you can put on the table that holds all the tokens that you're going to use in the game. Unlike Gloomhaven, again, it has all these parts, and I didn't care for that. This I love. This I'm going to keep, and I wanted you guys to see it and take a look at it. And if you have a chance to play it, make sure you give it a shot. Don't be afraid of Mage Knight. It's a beautiful game. And make sure you like and subscribe. And if you have any questions at all about the game or anything else, leave them below the video. And I promise I'll get back to every one of you. And hey, see if you give it a shot. I think you'll love it. It's Mage Knight by Vlaada Chvatil.